All right, so we're going to take a look right now at a requested topic. And the question is basically about the disconnect between the imagined perception of world events, which basically says the world is going to hell, and personal people's lives. There's a bunch of people that I'm connected to who have had um, like this wind beneath their wings, and it's a thing that they have been missing for a long, long time. And it seems to be happening as the perceived world, at least, is going to hell. So we're trying to take a look at the disconnect there, or if it's a disconnect, or like what the heck is going on. So our root card is the star. And the star is when the universe basically harmonizes with your desires and things that you want to happen actually work out. Now, as I was wondering about this earlier, um, I was trying to figure out where the good energy was coming from. And the star, this might be the galactic clock, like the as the galaxy spins and there's just like planets that line up or fucking stars that line up or whatever, and things actually turn out good for people. um the star would also kind of hint at, um maybe that's true as well for the world events that are falling to shit. Like that might be marked in the stars, as they say. So, up on top of it, we have the happy reunited family. It's interesting because this card is the one that shows up in the readings about Ukraine and Russia, basically showing the only way out of war is the happy reunited family. So, all right. So there is a coming together that happens here. The star is saying that it's like written in the stars, I guess, and that it is even bigger, like world events. So there's the micro events of our personal lives, then there's like macro events of the world, but then there's fucking big macro events of the galaxy and the universe. And I think that's where this energy is coming from. Let's just see what we have on either side of this 10 of cups. All right. So we have a 9 of pentacles, and that is having the money to do the things that you want to do, and the reversed ace of cups, and that is a sort of fundamental pessimism. Now here, this might be showing that there is kind of a fundamental pessimism about having the money to do the things that you want to do, but the core of this reading is a 10 of cups, which doesn't have shit to do with money at all. Um, yeah, in that case, it wouldn't really matter at all because these people aren't celebrating the fact that they're rich. They're celebrating the fact that they are reunited and that they are together, right? Emotional stability after a long period of emotional instability. Now, I am a little worried about that reversed ace showing up on the right hand side. So let's just see what's pulling it downward. And it is the Fool. Um, all right. So the Fool is like a reset, it's the beginning of a whole new deal. And this also makes sense because I do believe that our economic structures are being reset. And they call that the Great Reset. Um, but I do believe that's happening. And in this case, while this shit is happening around us, it shows people's ability to kind of not give a fuck about it and just sort of spend time with the people that they're trying to spend time with. Okay, now let's look at the worldscape and see if the wheels really are falling off the cart. Um, is the world actually doomed? And we get an Ace of Pentacles. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, this just goes more with this Great Reset thing. The Ace of Pentacles is the beginning of a new physical, monetary, like stability sort of thing. Actually, now that I think about this a little more, is the world actually going to hell? Now, things are changing in the economic side of this world. And I think the ability to shift a gear and to basically do something different than what you were doing before is the key. So, in the Ace of Pentacles, inside this pentacle is like your universe of potential. And the ace is the master of taking one of these ideas that they have and turning them into real stuff. But because it's an ace, it's the beginning, right? So there's the beginning of this brand new thing. Is the world going to hell? Again, it looks like it's being reset. It's a new beginning, and a new beginning of a new kind of stability and whatever. So it could be also that just on some level, that people are understanding that it's not an end. I mean, it's not like we're all gonna fucking die on the same day or anything like that. And it's also not like the world doesn't have enough resources for everybody, because it does. It's just a matter of consumption that's out of control, and then also of distribution. You know, there's no reason for anyone to lack anything. But here, this is like a new sort of setup that is happening. Now, in this new setup, is it going to affect the people's lives? We get an Ace of Swords. So is this new setup going to make it so we're all fucking miserable, right? That's kind of the question. And what we get is an Ace of Swords sideways. The Ace of Swords reversed would say that we will all be under someone else's control. The Ace of Swords this way is saying that we control shit and nothing else is controlling us. The Ace of Swords coming out sideways is saying definitely either one of those could happen. It's... hold on. I got to find out if this is up to us or if it is just not yet to be determined. What do we get? Knight of Swords. Right. So this would be up to us. The Knight of Swords is the territorial protector. It's the guard dog. So if you keep yourself protected and you try to see the real threats to your life as they show up, then this thing would be upright. Without any protection, this thing is going to be upside down. So as we move into this new setup, as we move into the Great Reset, which I think is happening, and I also think that it seems to be unavoidable at this point, it's really up to us. So we don't have to fucking eat bugs and whatever it is that they're trying to say, you'll own nothing and you like it. Maybe the concept of ownership changes, but we can still control our lives as long as we kind of keep our guard up against the things that would take control of our lives. And I'm talking about on a personal scale. So this isn't trying to, like the vote, that's not exactly a personal scale, although each person can cast their vote. But that vote doesn't mean anything. It's a drop in the ocean. This is more direct. Like, try to make sure that the powers that are about to be are not taking control of your life, and it'll be okay. All right, what do we got? Galactic Clock. We have the happy reunited family, um, and a pessimism about money as everything is shifting for realsies, it appears. Okay, I just want to look at the media, right? Because our perception of the world going to hell, it doesn't come from us looking around, mostly. I guess I can't say that that's entirely true. Because when I go into Minneapolis, I see it with my eyes, right? It doesn't have anything to do with the shit they're talking about on any media source, but I see Minneapolis going to hell with my eyes. So, what I want to just look at is what represents the media here. And we get the tower. All right. So the tower is the prison, and here it's the destruction of the prison. I have to pull one more card because I could look at this two different ways. Either the media is the tool of destruction, here to fuck us up, or the media is actually ripping down an old structure that was a prison for us. So let's just see if there is kind of good or bad intent there. Three of Pentacles, big collaboration. This would also show that we actually take part in our media. Well, that makes sense, because if we don't watch it, then it ain't gonna stick around. And me doing this video is a part of what people would watch and would affect people's perceptions. So I've been thinking about this a lot, actually. I feel like the more that we would watch or listen to that is made by an actual person and not some fucking corporation, we would take more power back onto ourselves every time that happened. But when we look at the media here, it looks like it actually is helping us to destroy old structures that kept us down. And I do not believe that any of the people involved in this great reset have good intentions. I just don't believe that that's true. But all of the cards have consistently shown that they accidentally do the right thing. They accidentally liberate humanity. Maybe they're trying to take more power for themselves, and you always have to figure that with these folks. But it looks like accidentally they liberate us. So when we look at the whole thing again in a nutshell, what is the deal with this disconnect between the perceived world going to hell and then people's personal lives actually improving? The core answer to this is the freaking galactic clock. It is written in the stars. Okay. I've been getting into astronomy. I have not been getting into astrology because I learned that Western astrology is all horseshit. However, I have really been getting into astronomy, and I think we should be able to read the patterns in the stars. So I guess I'm trying to reinvent the wheel, but because the wheel that I was shown was false. Anyway, I think that's basically what the star is talking about here. The answer is actually written in the stars. Maybe we'll be able to figure out the patterns and predict world events and all of that. But the star in this case is a blessing for the people. So that seems pretty good. And let me know what you think about this, if you have any other takes on these cards or any other readings you would like to see done. That's it for now, and peace.